Oh, thanks a lot, McLeod. Hope your family's well.
Thank you, Frank.
You have a nice, clean shaven look. I'm quite impressed.
Thanks. Happy to impress you.
No. Speaking from a guy with no hair, you got to take it with a grain of salt.
All right.
Hey, McLeod, let me first ask you about. I think Isaiah Cage is one of the premier offensive linemen in the CFL. What do you think his return means? Obviously to your physical being, but just to the offense in general.
Well, speaking as a quarterback, my livelihood and my well-being is utterly and completely dependent on the five guys in front of me. So anytime we can add a guy like Isaiah, and it was really hard to see him go down last year and lose a whole season. So he's been working really, really hard to get back, and it makes me a very, very happy man to have him around.
And on a personal level, do you feel any differently this training camp, knowing that you know Ryan's way of doing things, you clearly understand his offense, you're the leader of this football team. Is there anything different about you think?
They say in 90 days, you regenerate every cell in your whole body. So you're a completely different human. So from the time that we lost these finals in December, I think it's been about twice that. So I think I'm two different humans than I was at that point. And every year is different. And this is obviously a different one. I'm embracing the challenges and the advantages that we have this year. So I'm really excited.
Well, thanks for your time as always, McLeod. All the best.
Thank you.
Thanks, Frank. We'll go next to David Morsuti. David, go ahead.
Hey, McLeod. Good to talk to you again. Hope all is well. What do you make of the quarterback room, the guys that were brought in, and what are your early impressions on just the few days you've had the chance to be with them?
Yeah, really just one today, right? And there's CFL is such an awesome challenge for a quarterback. I don't think it's talked about enough. I don't think it's publicized enough. I don't think there's a lot of quarterbacks that are in the NFL that would come up here and be cut very quickly, because it's a really big adjustment. You got to humble yourself. You got to see the game differently. You got to see the leverage differently. So it's always a process for guys to come up here and learn the game and adjust to it. So it's really fun, and I'm happy to help in all forms, because I went through it and I failed in every way possible. So hopefully my failures, I can give them some help, and maybe they won't fail in the same way, or they can at least hear my voice first before they fall down that rabbit hole or that well. So it's a learning process, and we're getting after it every day. Shoot, I make a bunch of mistakes out there in practice, but we're working together and building for the greater good.
And yourself, seeing the management bringing guys like Andrew Harris and Brandon Banks, proven veterans in this league, to help complement what you can bring to the offense, what does that mean? It's considering how last season went, and you guys finishing short of your expectations, and knowing that they're doubling down on their belief in you guys this season.
Yeah, we built something really special last year, and we went through a lot of adversity. I think we won a lot of games, but we also went through a lot of adversity as a team and as a family, and it brought us closer. And we built a nice core, and then to see guys with experience and that are great players in this league, potentially Hall of Fame players in this league, bringing them in, it just only adds more juice to the fire, and they're fitting right in. And we know what our goal is, right? And it's early to say it. It's early. We're not even into the preseason, right, yet. So we know we have to build it. We have to build that championship mentality one day at a time. We have to build that championship caliber team daily. So it's going to be a long haul, but they're definitely a huge advantage. And there's only one road, right? There's only one set. If you want to win the last game of the year, only one team does that. So we want to be that team.
All right, thanks, McLeod.
Okay, I'm back in here. Who did I miss? Who's up? Who just asked that one?
David Morsuti.
Okay, thank you. We'll go to Paul Woods. Paul.
Hey, McLeod. Just a quick question. I noticed, thanks to the Argo social media team, we got to see some of the guys' introductory statements today as you were introducing yourselves to each other, and we got to see yours. And you laid out quite a challenge for the defense. And I heard some guys kind of hooting and hollering. Tell us a little bit about how you determined what to say. And secondly, was there anything you heard from any of your teammates today in those statements that really stood out to you?
I guess I'll answer the second one first, and it's always great to hear people's stories and hear where they come from. I kind of alluded to it earlier with quarterbacks, but it's every position. Everyone's taken a really massive journey to get here. And the great thing, especially about American players, they come up here with scars. They come up here with stories. It hasn't been an easy road, and they're on a path to rebuild themselves or resurrect themselves through football. Especially guys that have some years of NFL experience. So that rebuilding process is about finding a new identity, building a new relationship with the game of football, and really, building a new self and a new identity. So that's powerful, So every time I can listen and just hear my teammates and learn their stories, it just makes me want to work harder for them and build some success up here and build that brotherhood. On the first end, the competition with the defense is everything. If we want to be a championship team, we have to face the best defense every day in practice, and we have to sharpen our swords against each other. So there was today there were some good success plays for the offense, and there was a big pick by Amos to the field against me. So it definitely went back and forth, and they won some, we won some, and we want it that way, right? Obviously, I want to win all the time, but your defense is playing well if they get you. So. If we can get that competition going in camp, then and in practice, then the games will be easier.
Thanks very much.
Yeah.
And final question goes to Frank Stanici.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are
Welcome
you?
back. Good,
Thanks.
good, really good. We've had a chance to sit and wait for the season to start, and then we've gotten a couple of gifts. You've gotten a couple of gifts, some rule changes. On first blush, I know it's early, but what excited you about some of these new rules that are coming in there with the second quarterback on the field, the hash marks, some of that? How does that affect? Have you had a chance to work on that and along with the coach?
The second quarterback I'm really excited about. I would love to get two QBs on the field to spin it around. I think it's an evolution that's going to happen in the game in general. There's so many. You look down south, you look high school football right now, you look where college football is being played. It's such a fast-paced, on the edge kind of game, and I think there's a lot of potential to put two quarterbacks. There's so many times. I throw with high school kids and college kids every offseason, and they're freaking unbelievable right now. And it pushes you every offseason to compete with those guys. They're so athletic. They're so good on the move. They're trying new things. They're pushing the envelope. And you see that kind of push up to guys in the league like Pat Mahomes and Josh Allen. I'm very lucky I get to throw with guys like Deshaun Watson in the offseason. They're just so phenomenal at what they do that why not put two of those kind of talents on the field at the same time? So I think if it's something that can work up here and coaches can get into it, it's something that could really, evolve the game, which is fun. Obviously I wish that to give us a little more advance notice to get prepared for some rule changes as we go. But we'll adjust and we'll just play football and figure it out on the fly.
Yeah, as a quarterback and as a brotherhood, there are only 9 teams. So it's really difficult for a lot of quarterbacks to get the experience. Is that another additional reason why it might be a good plan and it might help the long-term good of football in Canada?
I don't know how much. I mean, you always want your seconds to get reps. There's not enough quarterback positions to be played, and then the only way you can learn how to play quarterback is by playing. You have to be in the fire to learn it. So I don't know if that second quarterback position will get much of the quarterback stuff. It's obviously off the edge, but if we can rotate back and forth and there's something that works out, sure, why not? The more the reps, the better. Who knows what that's going to look like, but it could be really exciting, and we'll see what happens.
Thanks for this.
Thanks, Mac.
Yep.